welcome everybody to Cinema Royale. I am Travis Hobson of PunchdrunkCritics.com. And as you see on the video, if you're watching on YouTube, my homie Chris Bumbray from JillBlow.com is here. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Travis.
What's up, man? Let's talk from the universe of John Wick, Ballerina.
I hate that title so much. I refuse to use it on the. I refused to use it on the review. I just called it Ballerina because that's what everybody's
I
calling
think
it.
the only reason I think I put it in there once at like at the very end. I think
Yeah,
I think the rest of the time I just called it Ballerina. I mean, come on. I know
yeah.
what they're doing. They want you
I
to.
can call it even Ballerina from the world of John Wick is okay, but from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, that's like some weird SEO type magic that they're trying to
Yeah,
do.
and it's also. I mean, I think it also does the movie an injustice a little bit.
Oh yeah, well, it just feels like another like side quest type thing,
Right.
Like doesn't yeah.
Right.
All right.
And I think this movie's good enough to stand on its own. Like if this wasn't a John Wick movie, I would
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's one of the better like pure action films that like it's like I didn't like it as much as you did. I didn't think it was exceptional, but I did think it was entertaining. Like I had a good time watching it. I had a better time watching it than I did like any other like action flick that I've seen this year, I think. Like I was trying to think back, like I feel like it's been a really weak year so far. The only movie
yeah.
that like I unabashedly loved that was like a blockbuster was probably Sinners, but otherwise it's been a really weak year for like blockbuster fare. So, so Ballerina was pretty good in hindsight, if you compare it to all the other things that have come out.
And especially if we're talking about, our favorite genre, which is action. There really
Yeah.
hasn't been a whole lot this year that's been great. Like Jason Statham's A Working Man was all right. So
Yeah, it was okay.
it wasn't on
It
the level,
wasn't
it
as good.
wasn't on the level as The Beekeeper.
No, I mean I think probably, I think in terms of overall movies for action, I think probably The Accountant 2 is the best overall movie. But even that, it's not loaded with action. I almost consider that more of a thriller at this point. And
And I
then
would almost say that the Josh Hartnett movie on the plane was
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I didn't see it.
oh,
I
that's
didn't
up
see
there
it.
too. That's up there
And
too for me. So
and then there's Havoc, but Havoc is one of those movies like you really have to turn your brain off for the first hour of the movie, and then the second hour, yeah, the action's amazing, but everything before that is just so stupid, you know?
yeah, no, it definitely is. And as much as I like that movie, I don't know. I found myself being like, yeah, okay, half the time. So, not like loving it the way I thought I would.
Well,
Um,
there's almost too much action at the end. Like it's too packed with action. Like it should have been spread out better, I think. Would
yeah,
have given it more impact.
yeah, I agree. So let's talk about Ballerina, and it stars Ana de Armas. What do you think about her, Chris?
She's okay. She's all right looking.
She's all right, right? She's
Me.
okay. You ever had a chance to meet her or anything like that? Or?
And I interviewed her. Like I was saying, that's who I love was like videoing me. And if she had said, kill him, I probably would have done it. Yes, ma'am. She smiled at me. I was just like, just like my leg was shaking.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was when I was talking to when I was sitting next to Maggie Q and I was talking to her and I was just like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was like the mask. They made jaw on the ground. Trying to be cool, I was trying to be cool. Like, hey, hi, how are you? Yeah, yeah.
And then Tom Cruise walked by and he's like, "Don't talk to this guy."
Yeah, Tom. No, Tom loves it. Tom. Hey, Tom. I pushed her aside. Tom.
Excuse me, Tom. I'm talking to Chris Bumbray here. She said.
Oh, no. It's funny though. I did talk to her in the interview though about the fact that her first English language movie was Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves, and then fast forward 13 years later, and she's making one of his John Wick movies, and she gave me a great answer for that, so it was fun.
Nice. You should clip that and put it on a Jobo TikTok or something.
We did.
Okay, well, good. Well, good. So, in Ballerina, takes place between the events of John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and John Wick 4. Um, and Ana de Armas plays Eve, a girl who's orphaned when her father is killed by uh, bad guys, basically. And she gets entered into the Roma and trained as an assassin. But she never loses that need for vengeance. And when she gets older,
A relatable story.
she defies the director, played by Angelique Houston, and goes off as seeking revenge. I mean, in general, it's a classic revenge tale, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot. beyond that, especially like Japanese style revenge movies, like where the kid gets orphaned and they grow up being trained to kill. That's
Yeah,
very, very Japanese.
very anime. Yeah, very anime. Yeah,
Absolutely. And I actually dug it for that reason. It's very much a familiar sort of revenge story. But I like this because I think the Eve character kind of stands on her own. Like in terms of like motivations, like her motivation to me is more believable than John Wick's in a lot of ways. Like she wants
well, yeah, her family was wiped out, I guess. Yeah, sure.
right. There's a little bit more meat to grab onto.
You're not a dog lover though.
John Wick is
That's
a
I'm a dog
cooler
lover.
character for sure, but but in terms of like driving motivations, hers is pretty good. And
Yeah.
I dug that this movie is probably 70 to 80% action. Like there's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah. Although I felt that they leaned a little too much into the flamethrowers at the end of the film. Like it started off great,
And a
but
lot of
then
hand grenades.
still going with the flamethrowers. What?
A lot of hand grenades and a lot of flamethrowers.
Yeah, it's like still going with those flamethrowers, right?
The flamethrowers felt very much like a Len Wiseman thing, and then there were certain parts where I was like, "That's a Chad Stahelski part for me." Like you could kind of see certain scenes because I know Chad Stahelski came in to like do some punching up on
Oh
that.
God, you could so tell. Like the part when they were fighting in the restaurant when she fights Daniel Burnhard and then is breaking the plates on the assassin's head. That was classic Chad Stahelski, and that's what they showed us at CinemaCon.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a whole lot of that. But I think this movie stands well on its own. It kind of builds on the John Wick lore without being, I think, too slavish to it. I like her character a lot, and I was appreciative of the fact that John Wick is more than just a cameo in this.
Yeah.
Because they've
Oh
been
yeah, no, it was like a pretty solid role. Yeah, for sure. In the last half hour, he's in it a lot.
yeah, he's in a lot the last half hour. He shows up earlier than that. He's in this more than just like a hey, you're John Wick. How do I become an assassin? Like the part they show in like the
Sure.
commercials. And it's like, there's a little he's in it a lot more than it. He actually plays a key role in this and in where her character ends up. I really, really love this. Like I didn't expect much, honestly, going in. But
Yeah, I didn't either. I figured it was going to be good though because they started screening it pretty early. Like you and I both saw this like a month ago,
right.
which is kind of rare, for movies like this. And they usually only do that when they want to build up word of mouth. And I think that they were expecting word of mouth to be good. They shot themselves in the foot with their embargo, though. That's for sure. Where it was like only positive reactions allowed, and then they,
Yeah,
of course,
that's
they
yeah.
backtracked that. And that was such a stupid, stupid move.
It's a
But it's because the
That's a
movie,
Lionsgate move. You know why that's a Lionsgate move? Because Lionsgate puts out probably 75% crap.
yeah,
And like the 75% crap they don't want to show you at all. And
yeah.
it's like the 20 the things that they have that they're like that they know should do well and should be good. They want you to see like please talk, please say good things, please say good things, please say good things because we had nothing but bad stuff the rest of the year. So it's
Yeah.
like I
But I mean, if you think about the last movie they put out was Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I keep getting,
feel
I
like
don't know
they
if you
put out
as
more
well.
movies than anybody. They just be crapping out movies.
I do the box office report and I keep getting like emails from their publicists trying to spin whatever disastrous opening that they had to say, oh, this will make a profit. Like I got one weekend about Hurry Up Tomorrow and then they stopped emailing me after it fell like 75% in week two. We think it's actually turning a profit. It's like, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I got I got like yeah, exactly. It's just sure.
I get those
The
emails
snake
too.
oil too is really good. You should
I
try some.
get those emails
You should
too.
work for what ails you.
They
Uh,
didn't email me about Hurry Up Tomorrow, probably because they read my review of it and have heard me
yeah,
talk about it
you
endlessly. So.
spammed it. But it's funny. No, it's funny. I mean, it is good, and I think it could do well financially. Like, I don't think it's going to be big on the size of the John Wick movies, but I think that it'll do well. I think for that kind of movie. I don't know if I would have put out in the summertime though. Like, I feel like summertime, same thing with Karate Kid Legends. Like, these are not summer movies. These are like spring movies, and it's like you could put those out in the spring or in the winter, when action always does well. Putting it out in the summertime, you're kind of promising something huge, and it's too bad that it's kind of gotten to that point. And I think that Ballerina, it felt for better or worse like the kind of action movie we used to get in like the 2000s, right? Like very underworld, but more grounded, of course. And
Yeah.
it even had a theme song by Evanescence, right? You don't get more 2000s than that.
Yeah.
That said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the cast was great. I enjoyed seeing all the John Wick vets show up. It was cool seeing Lance Reddick. That also goes to show you like just how long ago the movie was shot, or parts of it were shot. Um, I
It
really
feels like
enjoyed.
this movie's been around forever.
Yeah, the fight scenes are good though. Like I really liked the guy from the Umbrella Academy that had the cool fight at the beginning that played the
Yeah.
father. But that was a good fight
Big
scene.
dude. Yeah, the big dude. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought I thought Norman Reedus was good in it. I liked. I interviewed him. He was cool.
I kind of wish he had a bigger.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like a cameo. Gabriel Byrne I thought was a bit hammy. It could have used maybe a stronger villain. But Catalina Sandina Moreno was good. I thought she was.
Always a big fan of hers
Yeah, yeah.
ever since Maria Full of Grace.
Oh God, I remember that movie. That was a great movie.
Oh yeah. Who and she married to like Jonathan Glazer or something?
Oh, maybe. I don't
Is
know.
that who she's
Maybe.
with? The director? Isn't that who she's with?
I don't know.
Or Joshua Marston or one of those filmmakers?
Oh, let
I
me
feel like she
see.
is. But yeah, big fan.
I I saw I what did I see? She was just at Comic Con, not Comic Con, sorry. She was at what do you call it, at Tidum, because she's in that movie Rip with
Oh,
what's his Affleck.
yeah. And
No,
that
she's married to like a cameraman.
really,
Yeah.
I could have swore she was with
A lighting technician. Yeah. David Elwell.
I could have swore she was with a filmmaker. Maybe she used to be. It isn't anymore.
No, they've been married for 20 years.
What?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, too bad, man.
Whatever, man. Oh, you're right. Okay, I'll shut up. Anyway.
I also love that Daniel Bernhardt showed up for a fight scene because I feel like any proper action star these days has to fight Daniel Bernhardt in order to have their bona fides. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Statham fought him in Parker, and that was probably the last good like mano a mano fight scene he had.
Mm.
Then you had Keanu Reeves has fought him like 4 times in the different John Wick movies. He's plays different guys. One of them he'll have an eye patch. One of them he'll look different. Then
Yep.
Bob Odenkirk fought him in Nobody, and it was awesome. And then Bill Hader fought him on Barry for a whole episode, and it was amazing.
Has he
But
ever
then
had a movie where he's been able to play the lead?
in the 90s, he did a bunch of movies where he was the lead. Like they were like direct to video movies. He was in like Bloodsport 2, The Last Kumite, and Bloodsport 3. He did a bunch of those movies when I was a kid, when I had Canadian HBO. They used to show up all the time after Dream
I
On.
probably watched him in something and didn't even realize it. So
Yeah, Daniel Bernhardt, Jeff Wincott, Lorenzo Lamas, like those were the guys. They were in all those like C movie, like kind of movies. Watch them with my dad all the time. But yeah, and he was in a bunch of them. He had this one. He fought the guy who played Tarzan in Tarzan the Ape Man with Bo Derek
oh
in one of
wow.
his movies, and he cuts him with
Yeah.
the sword. And the guy looks at him. He goes, "You were the first to cut me." And then he goes, "Get used to it." Like, and it was kind of that was. But I remember he was like very Van Damme because he had like a big like French accent.
Yeah.
It was like he basically played the Van Damme role in Bloodsport 2. And I remember Bloodsport 2 was pretty decent. I mean, I don't know if it would hold up, but I remember liking it back in the 90s.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it
Yeah.
at all. So yeah, man. But yeah, I was really, really surprisingly happy with Ballerina. And I feel
Oh
like
yeah. I mean, I
I'm curious if they're
thoroughly.
gonna try to build it into something that can stand separate from John Wick and to be
You
like its own franchise.
know what's crazy? And I feel terrible saying this. I actually liked it more than Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I did
Isn't that
too.
isn't that crazy? I
I
mean,
did too.
considering like I just thought it had better action, really.
I mean, Mission Impossible only has like two major set pieces.
I mean, and nothing beats the ending, but I just found Mission Impossible dragged so much, and this one was lean, compared to that. Like it was just that it moved fast.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. I had a blast with this. I think, like you said, I think I liked it a little bit more than you did, but I think
Have you
we
have you
both
seen?
can say this is in terms of like spin-offs of major
Oh, this
franchises.
is one of the best. Yeah,
This is
yeah.
one of the best. This is one of the best ones.
Have you seen F1 yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm seeing that a
Date
week from
for it?
today.
You've seen it today?
A week from today. A week from
Okay.
today.
I gotta
I
see
just
it.
materialists. I just saw the materialists.
Oh, really? We got a date for that. I think it's next week.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did actually. It's not what the previews make it look like at all, though.
Okay.
Like
I
it's way more of a drama than the previews make it look like. Like it's not a 90s style rom-com at all.
I have to see The Life of Chuck today, so
Oh, I like the Chuck. I saw that like a year ago at TIFF.
yeah. So I'm gonna see that, get that done. And then last night I saw How to Train Your Dragon. So
I saw that at CinemaCon.
yeah. So and it's the movie I saw 15 years ago. But that's fine because
It's exactly the movie you saw 15 years ago.
but without going too deep into it, the exact same things I felt for that one, I feel for this one. I
Yeah,
said
yeah, for sure.
that's actually a good thing. I mean, that's a good thing. That's not like an insult. Like the first one didn't win me over until they got to like the flying sequences, which were just breathtaking. And that's kind of how it was here. I was kind of like
It,
sitting like this for most of it, and then like the flying scenes happened, and I was like, I'm remembering everything that I love about the first one.
it is interesting that they did it so close, though. Like, and it feels like they're just trying to do like an exact adaptation to live action of those three movies.
They
And
are.
it's
I mean, that's what Dean
it's
DeBois has basically said.
and it's an interesting approach. Like, I don't really know why they're doing it that way, but I guess though, like, what other way could you do it? Like, if you
Because they
were to
don't
take,
want because they don't want to do How to Train Your Dragon 4. So,
well, then,
over.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's just- I mean, I don't know. I like that. Well, we can talk about that one more next
yeah.
week or something. I just finished watching Dangerous Animals.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen it, but you know, and they had one of our guys, Eric Wilkuski, went shark diving with them. Never heard from him again.
Oh, why is he still down there in the cage?
And Jai Courtney went down in a cage, and that was the end. Jai came
I had a
up.
screener for The Gardener with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I haven't watched it.
Oh, ooh,
I don't,
Tyler
I
reviewed that,
don't
and
think I'll get around to it. I don't
hated
think
it.
I'll get around to it except if it's tomorrow. So
He said it's bad. It's like a wacky French comedy. Like it's
yeah,
not. He said it's like. I mean, that director's last movie with him, The Last Bodyguard or The Last Mercenary, was terrible.
I remember that.
But then he said this is like 10 times worse.
Yeah, I'm not going to get around to watching it. So
At least The Last Mercenary had some good fight scenes, and this one doesn't even have that. It's just like very French humor, you know, like
But getting back to Ballerina, one thing I was surprised by because I talked to Len Wiseman a couple weeks ago for the movie, and one thing I was surprised by was how few movies he's actually directed.
yeah, I know. He's one of those guys, it seems like he kind of, well, I mean, he did Underworld 1 and 2.
Yep,
He did Total Recall, terrible.
Live
He
to Die
did,
Hard.
yeah, Live Free or Die Hard. And then what did he do afterwards?
Has he directed anything since then? I know he's been involved in
Well,
like he created
yeah.
Sleepy Hollow, the series Sleepy Hollow. He created that
And he was supposed to do the like the Die Hard prequel, and it never happened.
right the year one.
No, so the last movie he directed was actually Total Recall because he directed Live Free or Die Hard before Total Recall. So it's actually been 13 years since he directed a movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but he has directed on TV. He did like a lot of he did a couple episodes of Lucifer. He did APPB. He did The Gifted, and he did Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was that kind of blew me away that he had kind of been out of it for so long, and had he not done that much. Now,
Yeah, weird.
when
Hey,
I
yeah,
think of Len Weissman, I think he's been like I keep thinking of him as like this director who's been kind of a journeyman. He's been doing all these things for years,
yeah,
but it hasn't really been the
prolific.
case.
No, no, no. He's just done a few movies. Yeah, exactly.
And then
Interesting.
having him come back and be brought in to do something of this size is kind of surprising. Also, I thought he did a
Well, I
good job.
think that they kept churning out Underworld movies, but he stopped doing them. So,
Like
like,
involved like story wise and like
yeah,
because he was one of the three creators of that franchise. It's like
yeah,
him, Kevin Grievous, and I can't remember the other guy. But the three guys who created, he was one of them. But he only directed two of them, I think.
yeah.
So
That's right. Yeah, yeah. He produced the others.
yeah, so it's interesting to see him get involved again on a movie like this. Like I said, I think he did a good job. I can sort of tell where he begins and Stahelski begins, and where he ends is
I
Stahelski.
mean, I think when he directed it, I think the version of the movie he directed was not expensive. I think it was a very modest movie. And I think what happened was probably Lionsgate saw it and they were like, we need to like protect this series, so we got to elevate it to kind of A movie status. So I think they put more money into it and brought back Stahelski to do like bigger action sequences. Like you can really tell when it came in and out. I think that the ending with the grenades and the flamethrower, I think that was Wiseman. I think that was all originally Wiseman.
Yeah.
I think that it was I think the stuff that was when Keanu fights in that one scene, I think that was Stahelski. And I think that the part in the cafe was Stahelski. And I think the first fight was for sure Stahelski. So I think they just peppered them into the movie.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think Stahelski is probably gonna ghost direct almost everything that's tied to this to
I
the
mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, it's his baby, and it could go on and on and on and on and on. And I interviewed Wiseman, and he had a good handle on the films.
absolutely, absolutely.
I don't think he was like Eli Roth on Borderlands when he just like fucked
Yeah.
off. They directed it. I think he
Yeah,
was
I don't think so either.
like,
I don't think he was like whatever
yeah.
Gareth Edwards and Rogue One or whatever, and Tony Gilroy comes and takes over or whatever. I don't
No,
think.
I think he was. I think he was involved. I think
Yeah,
they just kind of, that brought in. He just doesn't have the same skill set that Stahelski does. He's not. He's not that kind of director.
absolutely.
So they kind of, complemented each other in that way.
Yeah, I'm hoping to take my friends to see this weekend. I'm hoping this is the movie that they choose to see, but we'll see. I always leave it up to them, not me. Like,
They didn't want to see the Phoenician scheme.
if that were the case, I actually wouldn't complain for once. I
I
can
liked it.
I can say there's a Wes Anderson movie out there that I like, so that's good. I'm fine
I
with that.
love Anderson. For
I
me,
don't go into them I don't go in them wanting to hate them.
that
Uh,
was a lesser Wes Anderson movie for me. It
was that?
was a lesser Wes Anderson movie for me.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever. Phoenician scheme. I enjoyed it. All right, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Ballerina. I expect that we'll see more of these, assuming it's a hit. I don't know what the projections are for
I mean, if it's a hit, I would imagine she'll be in John Wick 4, probably.
John Wick 5.
John Wick 5, you're right. John Wick 5.
Yeah, because he died in 4. I don't know if you knew that or not. He
Like
dies.
Christ, he will rise.
He dies in 4, and then he's gonna come back from the grave in 5. So maybe she'll show up in Donnie Yen's Kane movie or something too.
She could. She could. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if she showed up. Like the way Reeves did in this one. Come in for a
Reeves will
fight.
definitely be there.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll definitely be there.
She'll wink at each other.
Oh, so you're not dead. Cool. Great.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's alive. They'll hint at it. Like, oh, he's not dead.
All right, folks, that is our review of Ballerina from the universe of John Wick. We both enjoy it a lot. We both like Ana de Armas. She's a fantastic actress, and I think she's got presence as an action star too. So,
Not bad looking.
she's okay. She's okay. She's all right. In the right light, she looks okay. So yeah, I think we're both expecting big things for her. Hopefully for this franchise. Chris, you got anything going on over at Joe Blow that people need to check out?
No, not much. Just
No,
you say
they're not doing anything over there at Joe Blow.
same old, same old. We're always doing stuff. We're always doing stuff. It's my interviews with Len Wiseman, Norman Reedus, Ana de Armas are all going to be up this weekend. So check him out. Ana de Armas is already up. Part of my Wiseman interview, part of my Reedus interviews, they're all up. So well covered for Ballerina.
And you can check out my interview with Len Wiseman over at punchdrunkcritics.com or on our YouTube channel. And I'll be adding some clips of that to my TikTok probably this weekend. All right, folks. Thanks again for tuning in to Cinema Royale. I am Travis Hobson of punchdrunkcritics.com. You can find me there every day. And of course, we're here in DC, also on Channel 7 and various other places. You can find Chris Bumbray at joeblow.com. Thanks again, Chris. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.